Okay, so it's been a little while since I made a video. I've still been writing down hand histories, and kind of just picking the best ones right now. And I'll tell you what, though, it seems like I can't lose. I just go in there and I print money. It's just what I've been doing since the beginning of this. I'm glad this is starting out good. It wouldn't have been a good look if we were losing. But uh, and I definitely have done some of these like YouTube series with blackjack where I'm just getting destroyed, and it's like people aren't even gonna believe that this actually works, sort of thing. You know what I mean? And speaking of which, I was up by the mall today and I snuck into the casino for a little shoe of blackjack, since there's a casino nearby, and I didn't get a good count, but I will say this: I saw that there was an ace at the bottom of the shoe, and I cut it one deck. I try to cut it literally exactly one deck. That way, I can just kind of go on autopilot. Like when we're through just about a deck, then I can play two hands and bet really really big, and hopefully the ace gets sent to me. And yeah, I was able to perfectly sequence this ace to myself, so that was obviously super satisfying. I felt like my work for the day had been done, and that's a lot of EV. If you can purposely steer an ace to yourself and bet really big on it, that's that's a lot of money right there. So win or lose, but you're gonna win so often with that. And yeah, we won. So anyways, let's get back to the poker. Let's do some hands here. I got some really really interesting hands that I want to talk about. And you know what, real quick before we get into that, let's take a look at my results so far. I mean, look at that. It's like some pretty smooth uphill climbing there. I've gambled long enough to know that this can happen. I mean, you can get lucky for a while, and we might just be running really good. But I thought about it some more, and I'm like, it's not like I've been making really big hands or anything. I can't even remember the last time I made a straight. Kind of just been winning small pots by stealing them, getting aggressive, figuring out what my opponent's range is, and bluffing when they're capped, and that sort of thing. And so, and I feel like I'm playing a reasonably high variance style of poker. So it's just funny how it looks like we're winning with no variance. You know what I mean? That's all. But anyways, speaking of high variance, let's get into an example of some high variance poker right here. Okay, so this first hand, we have Queen 9 of Hearts in the big blind. Cutoff button and small blind all limp in. No reason to raise here. I just decided to check my option. If I think people are going to fold, I would raise here, but otherwise we're just playing a marginal hand out of position multi-way. So no reason to light more money on fire for every time we don't smash the flop. We can just check our option and pray to smash the flop that way for a cheaper price. And that's what we do. We check our option and we smash the flop. It is the Ace of Hearts, 8 of Hearts, and Queen of Clubs. And so we have a flush draw here, and we have middle pair to add to that. So we have a lot of equity, even if we're behind, which we might be. If somebody has an ace, we're like 50%. But overall, I think that we're probably going to be winning this pot, is what I'm thinking right away. So small blind checks. I check. Cutoff checks, and the button makes it $10. Now I'm glad that somebody put in a bet here. I raised to 35. Small blind is out of the way at this point. And to my surprise, both the cutoff and the button call. So we got over $100 in the pot now. And we really need the dealer to improve our hand here on the turn. I was thinking we were going heads up to the turn, but now we got the pot ballooning a little bit. And stack depth is going to be an issue here, I'm starting to think. So we get to the turn, it's the 5 of spades, we miss. And at this point, with both of them calling, at least one of them has an ace. So we're in second, maybe even third place here. And we have $300 left behind. There's a little over $100 in the pot. I could make a $50 bet or like a pot size bet, but the SPR, stack to pot ratio, is going to be such that nobody's ever going to fold an ace to an all-in on the river. So I decided to just go with it right here and just ship it all in from a massive overbet of $300 into a pot of a little over 100, targeting aces to fold right now. I want them to know that I mean business here. Like, you better have something you can continue with. And if they do have an ace and decide to make the call, we still have a ton of equity on the flush draw. So, but we're trying to get that fold equity up here too to match the difference. You know, so because if we're up against an ace, like, all right, queen will help, 9 will help. So we have 2 queens and 3 9s, and then we have 8 hearts are left. So we have like 22% chance of winning this pot if somebody calls here. And so we need them to fold more than 80% of the time, really. And I think this should get the job done. The cutoff folds, and now the button, he starts kind of doing this, like, damn it, I gotta fold this fucking ace. He flashes us the ace of diamonds and then throws his cards back to the dealer. And we are getting this bluff through. Fuck yeah. Well, we have a made hand, and I still consider this a bluff because I at this point, like I said, I think our opponents just have aces. So, yeah, so glad that got through. Okay, so here's the next hand. We have 8 9 of clubs in the big blind. Again, we're in the big blind. Middle position makes it 10, and the button, who is 3-betting a lot, and for small sizes, and when he 3-bets to $25, which is pretty small, I just decided that we're gonna call here. I'm gonna treat this as like a single raised pot, honestly, and because we've caught this guy 3-betting lightly already with like absolute complete garbage. I think that this guy is just trying to bully people into giving him the pot. So obviously, this is a very playable hand. I'm definitely excited to play a pot against this guy now because we're basically going to be attacking his really weak 3-betting range. So, a trick that we've learned. Yeah. We can get a little out of line against people that are definitely 3-betting lightly. Doesn't happen often at the low stakes, but anyways, we see a flop. It's Jack 7-3. I check, middle position checks, and now the button makes it 25 into a pot of about 75. It's back on to me. Middle position looks like he's going to call here, so I already consider like us as getting better pot odds than we really are for that reason. So I make the call. I may have called anyways, to be completely honest, because I just see so many things that we can get going on later streets here, you know, and anyways, yeah, I make the call, but middle position actually folds, so I don't know if he's just trying to trick me, and maybe he would have called if I didn't call. I don't know what was going on there, but anyways, the turn is the ace of hearts. At this point, despite his wide 3-betting range, I still think he could have weak ace hands, like ace X offsuit and stuff, and I'm kind of just willing to give up here. So I check, and he checks it back. So that's kind of strange. Could he be trapping an ace here? I don't know. Probably not. But the river is the queen of clubs, and at this point, we can't win this pot if we check. But I think going really, really big here is a bad idea in case he does have an ace. But yeah, spoiler alert, we're turning our hand into a bluff. Here we go, attacking that weak 3-betting range, right? And so that's what I do. I go small, though. I think pot's like it's like $125 or something like that, and I went really small here. I made it look like I was betting for value and just bet $30. And he pretty quickly returns his cards to the dealer, and we win this pot. Definitely not having the best hand here, I don't think. But hooray. Well, I got this cool shirt from the casino tonight, so some of the guys got hats, and I wish I got a hat, but that's okay. We'll be all right. Yeah, so I wanted to make sure I talked in great detail about my bluffs forever. So that's why we only talked about 2 hands today. I have more hands, but I'm going to save them for the next episode to keep this one short and digestible. And honestly, I have been card dead for like 2 days now. I haven't had a notable hand at all. So yeah, it's not like we're never going to catch up on all the hands that we have to talk about anyways. So yeah. But yeah, thanks for tuning in.